Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another story video on the channel. Today we have a pretty awesome story for you guys today, and it's kind of crazy, and we'll just get right to that. After I thank you all again for so much support on the last episode, really means a lot for you guys to support me in this new style of video that I really want to bring you guys every single Saturday. So if you guys want to see another video like this next Saturday, definitely do drop a like down below. We hit like almost 400 likes last episode. Can we hit 300 likes this episode? If we can, guys, I will bring you all another story video next Saturday at 1 p.m. EST. So drop a like down below and support the server that I'm playing on right now. It's Union MC. It's a great prison server, one of the most beautiful prison servers I can ever play on, and I had that great opportunity to make a video on the server today, so thank you. Shout out to Aaron, the owner. Great guy, amazing, nice guy, and dude, you made it a great server. You made a great server, and honestly, it's just so cool to be playing on this today. Honestly, I love it, guys, and there is a 70% off sale up right now, and yeah, just go grab yourself a rank or something like that if you guys enjoy the server. But yeah, let's get right into the story today. So alright, guys, we're going to be telling a very, very funny story today. Now, again, this may be a little short, but I feel like it's probably one of the funniest moments ever that I've ever witnessed in, in my life. It really, really was. And it involves one of my best friends, even till today, and also one of my other best friends until today. They were still really, really good friends, and it's just insane, guys. This story takes place when we were in 5th grade. I know, that's very, very far away, and I remember it like it was yesterday, guys. So, pretty much every single day in the morning when we used to go into the 5th grade, you know, we had a little schedule, alright? So we got to the school, we always went down to get some breakfast, and many people actually didn't get breakfast. Many people actually went up and just, chilled by the lockers and chilled by the classroom before we actually took our, daily class. You gotta get on the daily school grind, you gotta learn your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and you gotta get on the grind. So before that grind started, guys, pretty much we always used to go down, get some breakfast, and chill by the lockers before we actually went into the classroom, before the teacher came and was like, yo, guys, we're gonna learn today, we're gonna learn our ABCs, Actually, if you're learning your ABCs by 5th grade, you really need to switch schools, because you really shouldn't be learning your ABCs in 5th grade. But yeah, guys, pretty much it was about 10 minutes before classes started. We ate breakfast early. I'm not too sure what we had, but we had some really disgusting stuff. You know how it is with school stuff, guys. School lunches, school breakfast is, it's not too good. We'll just say that right now. It's not the best. But hey, man, we enjoyed it. We were young. We were like, dude, I don't know. It's something to eat, We'll just eat it up. We went upstairs, and, well, at this time, I'll just call one of my friends, we'll call him Bob, we'll call one of my friends, the smaller friend, alright? Notice I have two friends. One of them is probably one of the smallest in the grade. We'll call him Bob for the moment. And one of the biggest guys, we'll call him Buck. All right, old Buck here. Granted, guys, I freaking live in the woods, so Buck is actually a common name out here down in Hickville. No, I'm just joking. No, it's not really that bad up here. It's in the country, but it's not like old Missouri back on the bayou. No, it's not that bad. But guys, granted, Buck, for being a 5th grader, he was almost about 5'10", and at that point, that's crazy for a 5th grader, guys. And granted, this guy is like 6'5" today. He's freaking like almost 280 pounds. He's built, guys. He's a freaking monster. And one of the younger friend named Bob, we'll just call him Bob. I could bring their actual names into this, but I feel like we'll keep it Buck and Bob, alright? We'll keep that for the episode today. But pretty much, Bob, dude, he was about like, oh jeez, I don't even know. He was almost half the size of old Buck here, And yeah, it did not go too well between them. They were having a little beef, beefing out as 5th graders, guys, They were actually beefing it out over another girl. I know, 5th grade, it's it's not love, but they thought it was love at that point. And dude, they love this girl, okay? So I'm not gonna really bring her name into the mix, but you know, they love this girl. They were beefing it over, and honestly, you know how fifth grader beef goes over, man. You know, a few words are called out. You know, crazy harsh words, guys. You know, like poo poo head and like stink, you stink or something like that. You know, those words are being thrown around. Yeah, it's harsh. It's a harsh life, guys. You know, freaking middle school, man. They're crazy. They're rowdy. You know, it's crazy. I'm just joking, guys, but it's not really that crazy. But pretty much they were beefing over that, and well, one of them decided to, you know, push the other around. And you know who that little kid that's pushing the yeah, that's Bob. He started pushing Buck around. All right, he started pushing him around. Number one, he didn't get anywhere. When he's pushed, you know, the bigger guy around a few times, you know, and pretty much whenever he pushes on him, he won't move. It's like pushing against like a huge giant tree. That tree's not gonna move, but you're still gonna try to push. You know, you're not gonna go anywhere. You know, you're not gonna go anywhere. So they were pushing each other around. No teacher was in sight, by the way, guys. And because of this whole entire situation, now my old school has to go through a huge, almost like schedule before people go into the classrooms. And that's because of my class. Those two people had pretty much affected my whole entire school for probably the remainder that school is going to live. You know, it's kind of crazy. I'll get into the schedule that they have to go through every single day because of this situation. But yeah, let's get into the situation. So pretty much, guys, I was one of those friends that, you know, hangs out with anyone. You know, I'll hang out with Bob. I'll hang out with Buck. You know, I used to go over to each of their house like every single other weekend. It's a lot of fun. Really good guys. To this day, they're great friends. You know, always can rely on them. But yeah, I was one of those friends that was stuck in the middle, and I did not want to be stuck in the middle. I knew these guys did not like each other, and again, they always used to actually like each other. They were like friends back in like, you know, before kindergarten. They were one of those friends that their mom and dad, you know, knew the other family. You know, they were cool with each other. They used to hang out and all that kind of good stuff. And one of those days, it went a little too far. You know, a little banter here, a little banter there is not too bad, but what was about to happen was it was kind of funny at the same time, but kind of scary. And you know what? It was actually hella funny. It was the funniest thing ever. All right, so pretty much, Bob is pushing on, you know, Buck or whatever. No teachers in the hall. There's about maybe 7, maybe 8 people, you know. And granted, there was like 4 little classrooms, like the 5th grade and the 4th grade. We had like 2 separate classes for each grade. And they're all in the hall. There's a few people in the hall. You know, they're just chilling, you know, playing with their Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. You know, I used to be the biggest Pokemon nerd back then. I still am. But I used to have all the cards and stuff, and I used to keep in my locker. Almost got those stolen one time. I'll get into that in another story. I'm not too sure. It was pretty funny. But yeah, guys, they were talking in the hallway. They're really upset about each other. And pretty much, Buck gets really pissed. You know, Bob's pushing on him and stuff. And I think he backed up and something like his elbow or something like that hit a locker. And he's just like, he's pissed right now. Like, he hit his elbow. And, you know, as a 5th grader he overreacted. And he's just like, oh my God, I'm pissed right now. And he takes Bob, you know, the little scrawny kid, he takes him, 2 hands, he picks him up, opens a freaking locker. He opens the locker, his own locker. He didn't really have that much stuff. His backpack was out, and you know how we keep the books, we keep them in the classroom. He puts Bob in the freaking locker. At that time, guys, the little kid, you know, the little kid Bob, he could fit into the locker. He could fit into it actually pretty well. Like, it would be a nice little home for him if he ever wanted to, you know? Just camp it out, you know? He could be in a little locker. And you know what? He has some space. He has some little wiggle room. You know, you could play his Game Boy, you know? Play some Pokemon Red or something like that, you know? Pokemon Leaf Green. Actually, that was a hot game right there. You know, Pokemon Leaf Green and, you know, Fire Red. That was crazy at the moment. I used to play that so many times a day. But yeah, Buck pretty much takes him. He shoves him in a locker and locks it. He locks the locker. Oh my gosh. And my eyes just went like wide at that moment. I saw him. I was like, oh my God, what is he going to do with him? He opens the locker. He puts him in it. He locks it. Now at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? He just put him in a freaking locker, and Bob in the locker is like banging on. He's like, yo, let me out, let me out. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I don't know the password. I would have talked to Buck to be like, yo, can you please unlock him, man? That's not cool. And at the time, I was laughing my ass off. I just gotta say that right now, guys. I was laughing so hard. But pretty much he locks him in the locker. He locks it, and he walks away. He walks to the bathroom, and he's just sitting in the bathroom. I actually talked to them after, and the teacher came by. He's seeing the person banging on the locker. He's like, number one, our teacher, our 5th grade teacher, came along and was like, what the hell is in that locker? What is that? A student in the locker, like banging on the? She did not know what was going on. Granted, she just came out of the classroom. She did not hear anything. She did not see anything before this incident happened. And pretty much she came across the locker. Bob was banging on the locker. And she did not know what to do. So Buck is sitting in the bathroom, man. He's just chilling. He's like, yo, I just shoved a kid in the locker. I kind of feel bad. He didn't really say that, but I felt like he really felt bad. You know? Like, he really hates the dude, but then again, he just locked him in a locker, and he's just like, dude, I kind of feel bad, you know? Like, you could just see that face, you know? You could see, the sorrowful face, you know? And, Bob is he was in the locker for about, 7 minutes. Granted, guys, some people are, claustrophobic and stuff, and they would probably, pass out in there, you know? But, Bob being himself, he was just chilling. After he banged on the locker a few times, the teacher was like, yo, we're calling a janitor to get you unlocked. He was fine, actually. He was fine after a certain period of time. He was like, okay, sounds good, dude. I'll just chill in here. I'm missing class for this, right? You've been missing class. I mean, being in class or being in a locker, I don't know. What would you guys choose? I don't know, man. I think a locker would sound pretty cozy, pretty comfy, you know? But yeah, guys, a janitor unlocks the locker. Pretty funny stuff. He gets out of the locker. He's pissed. He's walking down the hallway. He doesn't know where he is. He checks, there's a little elevator thing, you can walk around the hall, and there's a little elevator right there. He checks that. He checks the staircase, and then he goes into the bathroom. And I thought Buck was in there, but Buck actually went downstairs, and his mom works for the school, so he went to his mom and told him about the whole entire thing. And pretty much, guys, that's the story right there. It pretty much gets resolved. Him and Buck, Bob and Buck, they resolve everything. It's really, really bad though. Our whole entire school now has to go downstairs. They take attendance down there, and then they all have to march up. Not really march up. They have to go in a little line. The little line leader. He has to lead them up, and yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty funny, just because of that one situation in which I guess you could say I was involved in. I was the eyewitness, down on the scene. We got your boy James down here witnessing the whole entire situation. Kid gets stuck in a locker. Breaking news, headline news, I was down there. I saw it all. Pretty funny stuff. Yeah, I mean, I really felt bad for, the little kid. I really did. And again, to this day, they're actually pretty chill with each other. And it's all good now, but at the time, guys, it was kind of scary. It was very, very scary. So that's my encounter with a kid that got stuck in a locker. I know, I don't really know what I'm going to title this video. I think it's going to be somewhere along those lines. I'm not too sure, guys, but I hope you all did enjoy today's story. Definitely do leave a like down below and support the server as well. AP down below. Thank you guys for listening, and yeah, peace out, guys.